Good morning, everybody. It's Kayak Cliff, and it is Monday, July 24th, 2023. I took the day off, and I'm going to spend it with you guys out on Lake Texoma. And Lake Texoma is a massive lake. So where are we in Lake Texoma? Well, we are up at Eisenhower State Park, and this has been on my list to explore for quite a while. And we're going to go out here and explore the shorelines along Eisenhower State Park and even farther and beyond. And one of the purposes of this trip is to get out there and look for cool areas to kayak and explore. And the best way to do that is to cover a little bit more ground. Today I have you in my new 2022 Boston Whaler Super Sport 13. And this is a new boat that's going to be in the channel as well. And we're going to use this to extend adventures like I do with the Sea Eagle paddle ski, but just to do it a different way. We're going to camp in this boat. We're going to get out and explore. But today we're at Eisenhower State Park. We're just going to explore and check out this, what seems to be a beautiful area online. And looking at the park, Texas Park and Wildlife's website on this park, it looks really neat, so I want to explore. So let's get out here on Lake Texoma at Eisenhower State Park. Okay, I have a couple maps. I want to just give you a quick overview of Eisenhower State Park. First of all, this one right here, here's the park entrance. Come in. Here's the boat ramp, a very nice boat ramp. And then you have like a marina here, and then you exit, and then you have all this shoreline, which is just all of this shoreline along Eisenhower State Park is beautiful kayaking, paddling, boating area. I put in here at the boat ramp because I have a boat, but you could probably put in out here at Eisenhower Yacht Club and kayak from there if you're going to actually paddle and just not have to go through this whole marina. We launched at the boat ramp in Eisenhower State Park, and right at the boat ramp there's a big marina. There's also the Eisenhower, I think, Yacht Club, which is another finger over. But we're just kind of idling out here and getting out into the main open body of the lake. But really neat to go through this marina area and see all the different boats up here. Right over here there's a fuel dock. So you can also refuel. I like to refuel at gas stations on the highway. It's cheaper. But if you're out here boating all weekend, you need more gas. Where you put in here at Eisenhower Yacht Club, there's a fuel dock as well. Well, one of the things online that intrigued me about this, well, I've been wanting to get up to Lake Texoma for quite a while, but driving into these different fingers, this is all campsites around here for Eisenhower State Park, up on these limestone cliffs. So they were talking about how a lot of limestone bottom here, a lot of limestone cliffs, so typically that means clearer water, but not seeing it really clear here right now. But certainly beautiful to look at with all these limestone cliffs. And this finger I'm coming into, it's 45 feet deep and very navigable all the way back in. But looks like you gotta kind of hike down, scale the cliff wall to get down to the water from your campsite. I'm sure there's some trails here. But following this shoreline and going into these fingers is beautiful. Kind of reminds me a little bit like Lake Whitney. With its big limestone cliffs. But I'm sure, here's a dock up here that is on the water. I'm sure there's other water access points, and I'll point them out as I see them. But where you can put in a kayak or a paddleboard and not have to go through that whole marina. But, again, this has been on my list to see what beautiful areas there are here, and then come back with the kayak later. And I think you guys will like seeing a bigger area of coverage as well with regards to this lake. One thing that's nice about this area of the lake is it's protected from the southerly winds. Right now the wind's out of the southeast, and it's kind of light today, probably 5 to 10 miles an hour, but it's pretty well protected here, especially if it's coming more from the southwest or the due south. So you should be pretty well protected paddling along this beautiful shoreline here.
There's a nice little beach area at the far end of Eisenhower State Park. This could be a good destination to paddle to.
Now, I know a lot of you thinking, is Kayak Cliff not going to kayak paddle anymore? No, absolutely, I'm going to be kayak paddling. Give you a little history on the Boston Whalers Super Sport. I grew up on the Florida Gulf Coast back in the 70s and 80s, and we lived out on the water on the bay. And when I was 13, my parents got me a Boston Whalers Super Sport 13-foot with a 40. I spent all of my middle school and high school years exploring the bay, exploring the Gulf, camping on islands, and the Boston Whaler just has unbelievable memories for me. The other thing about Boston Whaler is it's about the best, most solid built and unsinkable boat that you can buy. It's a fiberglass boat, but it's filled with foam. So it is absolutely unsinkable. Even if you cut it in half or thirds or fourths or whatever, it will not sink. Absolutely impossible. So it's a big life jacket, basically. I got married, we had kids. It was always my dream to get another Boston Whaler. In 2004, I bought a 2004 13-foot Super Sport and used that with the kids out tubing and skiing and all of that. And then in 2008, I bought a 15-foot, a little bit bigger with a bigger 60 horsepower engine. I used that till 2014. And then got to a point where we just weren't using it a lot because of all the family activities that we had. And so I sold it, but when I sold it, I told my wife, I said, I want to use the profits from selling it, or at least a portion of the profits, to buy a couple kayaks. So in 2014, that's when Kayak Cliff started kayaking. And you know the history from that. Now, in the last couple years, I got the itch to get a boat again. So that's when I bought the paddle ski. And you'll continue to see the paddle ski in many adventures. That's with the little 5 horsepower Honda, the Sea Eagle paddle ski, unbelievable boat. But I wanted to get another Boston Whaler. So I found a 8-month-old used Boston Whaler, a 2022 model down in San Antonio. And I snatched it up real quick. I went down there in the end of April and picked it up, and just reliving my childhood days. Last night I was out with my 2 boys. We were out wakeboarding and tubing. And the Boston Whaler, for a 13-foot boat with a 40 horsepower engine, it's a mighty boat. It's a little big boat. They are highly capable boats that can do just about anything that you want to do. They can take the roughest of water and the calmest of water. Now, if it's the roughest of water, you're going to get wet and it might not be comfortable, but you'll get back home safely if you get caught out in some bad areas. The Boston Whaler is just an unbelievable platform for getting out and adventuring. And that's what I'm going to do with this in the videos as well. And I'm also going to be expanding as the year goes on into mountain biking and mountain bike trails. So it's Kayak Cliff Outdoors. It's all types of adventuring. And I hope that you'll come with me on these adventures, regardless of what the platform is that I'm on, whether it's a bike or a kayak or a paddleboard or a boat. Come with me on these and explore and enjoy these great outdoors. Now, a little bit about Lake Texoma. Lake Texoma, as you probably figured out, it's between Texas and Oklahoma. It's in North Texas, north of Dallas-Fort Worth, and it is a massive reservoir. The bulk of the shoreline is in Oklahoma, but there's a lot of the shoreline in Texas. What it is, it's the damming up of the Red River, and there's another river, I'll put it on the screen, coming down from Oklahoma that converges with it to create this 89,000 acre massive lake. So you could spend a weekend on this lake and not see even half of it. So I'm just doing a tiny part today, and I'm going to come back and do other parts later. This is a U.S. Army Corps of Engineers lake. It's their 12th largest reservoir in the United States. So one of the biggest, and 89,000 acres, that is absolutely enormous. Well, this must be one of the massive water intake areas for feeding water down to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and all other communities beyond. We're entering Little Mineral Arm, which is a massive finger of the lake. And I wanted to get down this far and start exploring this way as well. Again, we're following that south shoreline, leaving and going west from the Eisenhower State Park. Boy, talk about swimming holes. All of these coves here just have some beautiful shoreline to throw your anchor out and hop in the water. One thing I was telling you about wind earlier, this lake mineral arm that we're on, this long arm, it's going south. So we're more into this wind. And the Apple Watch on my wrist says we got about a 7-mile-an-hour wind. So that means it's 5 to 10 miles an hour. And no problem. But if you're paddling, you probably don't want to go this far. There's plenty of coastline along the Eisenhower State Park for you to paddle. And that is pretty well protected for your southerly winds. Now, come wintertime with a northerly wind, that's a different story. You know, those are new to me. I'm not sure if you just drive up to them and tie up. It had a number on it, so you may have to register and reserve and pay for hooking up to those things. Anybody knows if you have to pay to hook up to those or not? Leave a comment in the comment sections. I'd like to learn more about them. Well, standing up on the bow, the water's nice and clean here. Not super clear, but it's a sandy bottom. So, you know, if you're going to get in the water and swim here, at least you don't have to contend with the gooky clay that we have in a lot of Texas lakes. We're getting down to the end of the Little Mineral Arm finger that we just went down. It's a big finger, and it's got lots of other fingers off of it. And that's what I've been doing, is just kind of exploring all these different fingers on the Little Mineral Arm. Boy, just look at this beach. This is a beach on the eastern side of the Little Mineral Arm. And, oh, it's real easy to find. It's probably halfway down or maybe 40% of the way down on the eastern side of the Little Mineral Arm. I just threw out the anchor. Like I said, it's getting 102 today. Right now it's only 88, but it's time for a dip. Boy, beautifully sandy bottom. No thick, deep clay to seep into like a lot of Texas lakes. Says the water's 85 degrees on the Garmin depth finder. So a lot of you guys up north think 85 degrees is hot. Here in Texas, I love 85 degrees. I'm a southern boy, so don't do well with the 70 and 75 and 65 degree waters a lot of you guys across the country get in. But when I'm down in Florida, I'll get in the 72 degree springs and tough it out for just a little bit till I climatize, because those are beautiful to get into. Boy, I love the sandy shoreline. I guess this just comes from the heavy limestone base that they have out here. Creates a lot of nice whitish sand. And kudos to the locals, because I imagine this place is packed on the weekends. They're picking and paddling, which when I'm out paddling or boating right now, my motto is pick and paddle. Bring out a Home Depot bucket, a garbage bag, something. Compress a bunch of trash, fill it up, and take it back with you and throw it in the garbage. And leave where you came cleaner than when you came there. That's my motto. Here's the first thing I've seen. Beer cap. I'll put that in the bucket. I'm not seeing a whole heck of a lot here. People are really policing their trash, and I like that. Kudos to people out on Lake Texoma. They're policing their trash, and they're picking and paddling or picking and boating or whatever the heck they're doing. Boy, time is just getting away from me. I put in the water at 8:30, and it's 11:30 now. How time flies when you're out just relaxing, experiencing the great outdoors. That's what we're doing today. I went as far west as I'm going to go, and that's the Little Mineral Arm of Lake Texoma. We're going to go back, and we're going to follow the cliffs and pay a little bit more attention to the cliff shorelines along Eisenhower State Park. Because in my opinion, if you're going to boat, if you're going to paddle especially, you want to stay along that as long as the winds are favorable, you want to stay along that shoreline of Eisenhower State Park.
When it's all about the race, no turning back, too late. Got my bones about to break. Body's numb, can't feel the pain. But my soul still got the fire. Got my heart beating faster. No time to waste, 'cause my time is now.
Nice and calm here. Again, we're almost to Eisenhower State Park area. It's nice and calm here. Good paddling areas. Good boating areas too. You're gonna pull wakeboards or pull the kids on a tube. Nice, deep, calm area here. Well, I appreciate you coming with me on this adventure. This was a good half day off of work. I'm gonna get back home and do a few things over there as well. But hey, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to this channel. I'm not going to stop kayaking in the boat. I'm always going to show you great places to kayak, and then I'm going to go back and kayak them. But this is just an awesome world to be out in. Texas is an awesome place. There's awesome places all across this country. And just get out there, get fit, absorb the sun, absorb the outdoors, love it. And again, please like and subscribe to this video. I'm going to have boating videos, kayaking videos, mountain biking videos, camping videos, all types of videos are going to keep coming out as adventures. And then I always do a few reviews here and there. So God's blessings to you and all of your families. I'll see you next time out on the water. Kayak Cliff out.